If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine. And now we are talking with Terry Newby, a lighting specialist with Charleston Lighting and Interiors. How you doing, Terry?
I'm doing great today. How about you?
Good, good. Terry, take a moment and tell everybody about Charleston Lighting and Interiors.
Charleston Lighting and Interiors is located on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard over here in West Ashley. It's a very large showroom. It's a full lighting showroom. Anything that could possibly that you would need to light in your house, we can service that. We are under new ownership for the past 2 years, and we are privately owned by a gentleman who has another showroom in Augusta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of buying power behind the two showrooms together. We have over 200 manufacturers that we represent. We do full interior lighting, we do exterior lighting, we do custom copper lighting. We can handle any budget that anybody may bring to us. That's pretty much it.
Good deal. Well, when it comes to new construction, how do you as a lighting specialist help homeowners when you're looking at choosing lighting for your entire house?
Well, typically the best scenario is to get involved with the homeowner in the early stages before construction even takes place. And they would come into our showroom and we would sit down with their electrical plans and review them with them and make sure that all the lighting sources were where the homeowner wanted them. Lots of times with electrical plans, the architect just puts lighting sources in a room and doesn't take any consideration whether a dining room is actually going to be a dining room in the home. So we could go through each room individually with the homeowners and move some things around if need be, so that would be the best lighting scenario for them.
And is that something that happens haphazardly, or is there a science behind where all of the lighting is ultimately going to end up?
Well, the idea is to build layers of lighting within each room, and then to take whether they're going to have young children at an island doing schoolwork or whether it's going to be used for entertaining. So we'd have dimming solutions that we would incorporate. So it all comes down to personal preference, which each room is going to be used for.
Right, so that you're not experiencing any dark spots or... Exactly.
Full lighting. Typically now the ceilings are getting higher, so you can't just put a chandelier in the center of a room because it's not going to illuminate the entire room. So it's nice to build different layers of lighting within each room. And no two plans are alike.
What about LED lighting? A lot of people are talking about that. Is Charleston Lighting, are you folks steering people toward LED lighting?
Yes, we're trying. There is, some apprehension with the homeowner because it is typically a higher price point. But we try to encourage them. This is the wave of the future, and try to give them the cost savings. Between using incandescent lights versus the LED lighting. There are much better LED sources out now where the color rendering has gotten better than it was when it first came onto the market, and the price points are coming down. So we are using more and more LED technology in homes.
What about when a homeowner is looking to remodel a house? Do you get customers into Charleston Lighting who are remodeling?
All the time. No project is too small or too large for us to handle it.
Do you take a different approach to new construction versus remodeling at Charleston Lighting?
Again, it depends on the job. New construction, there's a lot more detail going behind the wall, where in remodeling, you have to be careful what's behind the wall because you don't know until they take the wall down whether you can actually use a particular light source, depend on the wiring that's going on.
Mm-hmm. How does a homeowner choose quality lighting products versus, I don't know, I've heard some stories about light fixtures maybe that are not going to stand up to our hot, humid, salty environment. I've heard stories
Right.
about, you might a homeowner out in Isle of Palms might be out on their porch overlooking the ocean, and all of a sudden a lantern on their outside of their house will just fall off the wall because
Right.
the salty air has
Right.
rusted away the fixture.
Sure, and the salt is a big factor out here, and it's tough on the ceiling fans as well. So the best scenario is copper, because copper will withstand the salty air here. People worry about a green patina showing up, and that typically doesn't happen that much, and you can just wipe that off if you don't like that
People
look.
love that
Yeah.
patina too, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50-50. You know, that's why there's vanilla and chocolate ice cream, because some folks like it and some folks don't. But yeah, copper is the best scenario if you're right on the beach here. And the worst thing is to get a steel light fixture that's going to be powder coated paint that isn't going to, you get a couple of years out of it, you'll be good, but you will be replacing it.
How does a homeowner tell the difference? Do they need to ask?
They can ask, or that's something that we help guide them through all their lighting selections. If we know that they're on the ocean or the waterfront, then we're going to suggest something that will hold up with those conditions.
Are there any particular rules that you follow when you're guiding a homeowner when it comes to lighting throughout the house?
The budget is a big factor. We always try to find out what their budget is and try to help folks stay within their budget. We have a great website that's a nationally best website that has all of the lighting fixtures with all the manufacturers that we represent, and it'll give them sizing and it'll give them pricing. And I encourage my homeowners to go on that site so that they can get a feel for style and looks that they want, and then bring us those options, and then we can help say this isn't going to fit or this isn't a great the best piece for that location. And it also allows them to know whether it's a $200 light fixture or a $2,000 light fixture. And so we really try to encourage folks to look at that, to get a feel with what they like. And a lot of the manufacturers do replicate some of the items. So if you're in love with a $2,000 light fixture, I may be able to find another manufacturer that manufactures it at a better price point.
And budget is a big factor.
Budget's a big concern. And lighting comes at the end of the building process. Typically, they've already been through their counters and their granite selection and cabinets and all that. So lighting does come at the end. So at the end of the budget, if they've gone over elsewhere, they're really trying to stay true to the budget.
And so you're tasked with pulling a rabbit out of the hat to try to find maybe a substitute for the fixture they love, but maybe is not as they can't afford it as part of their allowance.
Exactly.
And find something suitable that they can afford.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And we're pretty good at doing that. So.
What about ceiling fans? We're approaching summer. Ceiling fans. Why should someone come to Charleston Lighting to get their ceiling fan versus maybe like one of the big box stores?
Well, we don't try to compete with the big box stores. If that's something that you want, then that's a good scenario. But they're mass-produced. Those components are less expensive than some of the components that go into the manufacturers that we represent. We have 7 fan lines that we represent with 7 different manufacturers. And they all have warranties with them, and we stand behind all the manufacturers that we represent. If it's an issue for you, it's going to be an issue for us, and we won't deal with the manufacturer that's not having premier product on the market. Ceiling fans, folks, I hear folks all the time say we have air conditioning, but a ceiling fan will decrease the temperature in your room by 10 degrees. So it is a really good option to put in a room just for airflow.
Well, how can folks get more information about Charleston Lighting and Interiors?
We have a website, charlestonlightingandinteriors.com, and you can go on our website. It also will link you into our selection process that you can look at some of the products that we're looking for. You can streamline your search, whether it's a sconce you're looking for or a chandelier or some outdoor lighting. You just streamline your search and it'll navigate you in. You have access to email any of the specialists that are in the showroom. We have a couple of lighting specialists there, so we've been trained to design the lights within your home. So feel free to look at the website.
Great. Well, we have been talking with Terry Newby, a lighting specialist with Charleston Lighting and Interiors. Thanks so much, Terry.
My pleasure.